Welcome to your 11th session of Book Clubs Across Borders. Unfortunately and sadly, our friends from Herat are not able to connect today. Since you all know that Afghanistan is going through a political crisis right now, and since they used to connect from Lincoln Center, and it was run by the US Embassy, and the embassy is not working there anymore. That's why they have been unable to connect. But I have been checking up on our friends, and thankfully, thank God, they are safe right now. But they are still worried, and they are traumatized right now that what is happening in their country. And they all are asking us to pray for them, to keep on checking up on them, and keep on watching the news so that we are aware of what's going on in their country. So the book that we are discussing today is Sea Prayer by Khalid Husseini. I'm sure and I'm hopeful that you all have read this book, and you all know that it is based on, it's inspired from the story, the real life story of Alan Kurdi, who was a Syrian refugee, and he was fleeing, he was a young boy, 5-year-old boy who was fleeing Syria when it was going through a civil war back in 2015, and he was crossing the river with his family on a boat, and his dead body sadly got washed up on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea. And that whole incident, that whole news shook up the world, and everyone started talking about it, that what actually goes on with the effects of war, and how we should be more aware of it, and we should humanize these stories as well. So Khalid Husseini got inspired from this story, and he wrote this book, which is in the form of a poem, and in which a father is telling his young son, his young child, that this is not how your country was used to be like. And I wish you had known, you had seen the country that I grew up in. And I'm sad that all you saw was war, and all you remember now is how you were leaving your country, how you were fleeing your country. So without further ado, I would like our participants. So we have Neshwa, Muzahir, Nadeem, and Moaz with us. Any one of you who would like to go first and talk about this book and how you felt about it? Muzahir, would you like to go first?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Well, the book Sea Prayer is written by Khalid Husseini, the same writer who wrote the Kite Runner. The book was really amazing as expected by him. Themes of the book are refugee crisis, powerlessness and helplessness, father's relationships with his child, and effects of war and violence. The story is about a Syrian father who wrote a letter to his son, who is going to embark on a journey to flee from his country to Europe. The story is based on Alan Kurdi, who was 3-year-old boy, a Syrian boy who drowned in the Mediterranean Sea, and his dead body was found on the shore of Turkish beach. Well, this whole story was so emotional. The last line of the book has great impact on me. I don't remember the exact word, but in general, the father was praying for all the people in the cargo that they might reach their destination safe and sound, and was saying that this is a precious cargo, and Marwan is his son, is most precious in them, and I pray this he knows that, inshallah. That's it.
Thank you so much, Muzahir. Anyone else who would like to go next?
Yeah, ma'am. Hi, everyone. Basically, this book was an illustration. The pictures, which are give a big words about this book. This book was and our prose a letter from his father, from the father to his son. And when I was reading this book, it was full of emotions, and Hosseini's lyric prose forces the reader to pause and ponder. Uh, uh, this book aimed at both children and adults. It is impossible not to deeply moved by Hosseini's writing, and was this, a response, and this book basically a response to the death of 3-year-old Syrian refugee Alan Kurdi, who drowned during his family's attempt to reach Europe and to flee from the war. And I, while reading this book, and seeing those pictures, uh, it was a deep and emotional book, which has great emotions in its pictures, where we can see that how the families are fleeing from the war zone area to a safe place, and how they left their belongings and their loving and their relations behind, and they just want to flee to save their lives, and to save their children, and to save their whole family. While the it was a when the this book was Husseini's begins by contrasting the narrator's father's peaceful childhood in homes with the war zone that the son now experiences. This and Basically, the writer Husseini writes the emotions of the night before the dangerous journey, and he writes not just of Syrians but of Afghans, Somalis, Iraqis, and Syrians, all of the areas where they are passing through the war zone. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nishwa, for such a detailed review. Moaz, would you like to go next?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. As the rest have added, it was a very emotional book. I've also read it, that how the boy ended up being dead on the shore of a beach. It was very emotional, that how they are hopeless and helpless. They cannot do anything. They are just being tortured and traumatized by the situation. They cannot do anything. A father helplessly sent his son, and he's just praying and hoping that he reaches there safe. And he can only pray and hope as well, but nothing happens. He just dies there. So I was very touched by the story. It was a very emotional one. I pray that all our brothers and sisters who are in such states and countries that are being tortured by such calamities, may Allah bless them and protect them. That's it.
Thank you, Moaz. Nadeem, can you hear us? Would you like to go
Yes, ma'am.
next?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I would say that this story that he narrated in this poem, Khalid Husseini, Mr. Khalid Husseini, it is not really supposed to just give us one story. It is for all those people who are struggling from this, from all these wars and conflicts, have to leave their homes, like in pretty much all the Middle East, in Afghanistan right now. For them, it is just relatable. For them, it is relatable, and for other people, us people, like in Pakistan, we are at least, all people have struggles in their life, but at least we are safe at our homes. We are not worried about all those problems. And we don't have to worry about all those problems that they have. And all those people who have power and ability to change these things, to stop these conflicts so that people don't have to suffer like this. So it is for those people, it is supposed to open their eyes so that they can see how much people are struggling. And I heard an interview of Khalid Husseini. He was saying that picture, which became like iconic, became picture for all those people. that in that picture we cannot see the face of the child, and that helps us imagine ourselves, our children, to be there, that they could be there. So it was really emotional and moving, and it's just, it is so, there is so much wrong that leads people to these situations, that we cannot simply just say that we can only pray. We pray, but many people are responsible for this. People from their own countries and people from outside. We all are in some way, to some level, responsible for this, or at least we should do something about it. That's it.
Thank you so much, Nadeem, for your amazing thoughts. Hassan Ahmed has also joined us right now. Hassan, can you hear me? Hassan, can you hear me? Eamon, would you like to say something?
I was just going to add something that one of the themes that I really liked in the book is that.
Just a second, Eamon, let me introduce you as well. Everyone, Eamon has recently joined our team, and she will also be a part of these book club sessions. So Eamon, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So I was
Eamon, there's some internet lag at your end. So if you can turn off your camera and then speak on the mic only, I think that will work for you.
Is it working now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Acha. So I was saying that I like the theme of memory, which comes pretty early on actually in the book, and the difference in memories of the father and what he wanted his son to experience, but the son could not, right? So those memories of the markets and the local areas that he describes versus what the son will always remember.
Eamon, there is internet lag at your end.
And then I'll join again. You guys continue.
Or maybe you can come upstairs and join from the internet that I have.
Yeah.
All right.
Upstairs, you guys continue.
Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for your very detailed reviews. So as you all know that what is going on in Afghanistan, and they are also facing, it's very sad, and it's also very ironic that we have been discussing all of these themes throughout our project, and unfortunately, Afghanistan has got struck again with this crisis. And as you all have, if you all have been following the news, you can also see that Afghanis are stranded on the Kabul airport right now, in thousands of numbers, and they are living as refugees in their own country. So it's also very heartbreaking to see, and it also, on a personal level, it does make me feel helpless, and like Nadeem was saying, that it also the responsibility somehow falls upon us as well. Even though we are not the people who are in power, who are decision makers, or we all know that there is a lot of politics involved in this, but what we can do at our end. So for the last couple of weeks, what I've been trying to stay in touch with our friends in Afghanistan, and I've been making them feel that we are praying for them, and we'll try to help them as much as we can. If they want any kind of emotional support, if they want to talk about this, if they want us to say anything for them, and what we have been doing on our social media as well, that to amplify their voices, to make people understand their situation as well. And all I've got in return, all the answers that I have got from them is that please keep on praying for us, please keep on checking up on us, so that you know that we are alive and we are safe. And at least I'm thankful right now that at least we have been able to stay in touch with them so that we are aware that they are well and safe. So just a second. So talking about the book again, Eamon, would you like to go now? Would you like to say something?
Yeah. So I was talking about the theme of memory in the book that comes pretty early on in the very beginning, and how there's a difference in the memories of two generations, the father and the son, and how the father wishes that his son had a different memory, which I felt was a very powerful thing. Apart from the prayer that the sea, leaves them safe and sound, this was also a very powerful prayer that was unanswered, obviously, that his memory could be different, other than the destruction and the pain that he has seen around him. So I thought that was also a very powerful part of the book.
Thank you so much. All right.
About in the current circumstances, in the memories that they have, if anyone wants to contribute.
Eamon, will you repeat your question, please?
That they can relate to this in the current circumstances, in the locations that they are right now, they can talk about that.
Anyone who would like to answer Eamon's question? That she raised a point about how this book is also an ode to the home that the father saw, and he wasn't able to show that home or that country or that village to his son. Would you like anyone of you who would like to add on to this?
Yes, I would like to add something. I would actually like to share my personal experience about it. Like, for example, right now I'm in living in hostel, but first I spent about 16, 17 years of my life in my home, which was in village. So then I really didn't really realize all the value of all the things that Khalid Husseini described in this one and in the book about all those sounds of the goats and mm, all those natural things that they were. But now I am in a hostel, and even I go back every week, but I really feel after 3-4 days that how much I miss those things, those sounds, those views of my home. Even though probably I would have more facilities here in the city, and probably they too would have more facilities, more opportunities there in America or wherever they are going. But I think they all would wish, even it turned out to be good for them at the end, they would wish they never had to make this journey in such circumstances to such place. That's it.
Thank you so much, Nadeem. And continuing with this conversation, I was going to ask you guys, all of you, that it's a universal tragedy that all the refugees face is homelessness, leaving their homes. So what I would want to ask you guys that what does home mean to you? Is home is basically a brick structure for you, or is it a feeling, or is it the people around you? What do you think of when I ask you that what does home mean to you?
I would like to add Home is not something for living or for staying or anything like that. Where people can feel free, can do anything there, is called home. Like if they are not, they cannot do anything outside, which is against the law of their country, but they can do that inside. They can feel it. That's called home.
So what is home for you, Muzahir?
Where you can feel free, not any fears, anything like that.
Thank you so much for your answer. Anyone who would like to go next?
I want to add on this. Basically, home is not a place. It would be the relations and the care, the emotions, and all the feelings behind all these relations. It is called the home, where we can, without uh, listening, or without doing actions, we can judge everything from their emotions, their feelings, and their how they they without means के
You
through
can go in Urdu
emotions
if you
and
can, Nishma, you can talk in Urdu if you want.
ओके मीन्स कि अगर हम कुछ भी बोले बगैर जो हमारे एहसास, जो हमारी फीलिंग्स हैं, जो हमारे अंदर इमोशंस हैं, उन्हें समझना, ये एक होम कहलाता है. जो रिलेशंस हमारे साथ होम में होते हैं, दे कैन डू बेटर रिलेट इन विदाउट एनी अदर, बिकॉज जो the families and the only families can really share their emotions with each other, and for me the home is not a place. It was showing emotions and the feelings and without any hesitation.
Thank you so much, Nishwa, and I totally agree with you. For me, home is also not just a place, it's also the people who are around me, people who make me feel safe, people who let me be who I am, people who are not judgmental, who understand me the way I am. That's what home is for me. Anyone else who would like to answer this question as well?
Yes, I would like to answer it. In my opinion, a home is not just a place made out of bricks. In my opinion, it's a place where you live with the loved ones, with the ones that you love, who make you feel who you are, with whom you are comfortable in your own skin. You have no tension, no feeling around the environment, that you are just being lost or anything. You are free, you are happy around them. You just feel that you are free. In my opinion, that's what a home is.
Thank you so much, Moaz, for your answer. Eamon, would you like to say something?
I think the overall thing is that home is a place where you're not only free but you're also safe. So the aspect of safety is perhaps at its full flow at home. So wherever you are, it's less to do with the place or the location, but more to do with how you feel within that place and around the people that you are.
So since we are connecting from my account, we are running out of time. So at the end of this session, I would like, if you guys want to give a message to your friends in Afghanistan, if you would like to say anything to them, we can forward these, your voice notes, your videos to your friends, so they can also feel that we are thinking about them. Anyone who wants to say something?
Yeah, I want to say them. We remember them in our prayers, and
Nishwa, we cannot hear you.
I want to say that we will remember them in our prayers, and like our brothers and sisters, we pray for them. In fact, we cannot do anything like materialistically, but we can do pray for them, and it's the I think it's the better way to show our love for them.
Thank you, Nishwa. Anyone else who would like to say something to their friends in Afghanistan?
Yes, I would like to add something. I would say that to them that I mean, if they look back, Afghanistan had a very long time. It has been struggling with so many things in so many ways. So I think there must be many times before that even their parents or their grandparents thought that things are getting pretty rough for us. Things are very uncertain, but they got through it. So I hope and we pray, and I believe that they are just as strong as we know that they are. We have heard about them. So I think all our brothers and sisters, they are just as strong, and they will make through it, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Nadeem. Anyone else who would like to say something?
I just like to add that I don't actually have friends in Afghanistan. I wish I did. But to anyone who's listening to this, I would just like to say that we perhaps cannot do much for you, but you are part of our daily routine and our memory, and you are not forgotten. And that is something that I feel like every Afghan should know, that they are in our minds and we are thinking about them, and they are not forgotten or unacknowledged in any way. And we are praying for them, of course.
Thank you so much, Eamon, for that. I would just quickly share a video link with you guys in the chat box. It's basically a 360-degree video of the illustration of sea prayer. I really want to show it with you guys by sharing my screen, but since we're running out of time, I don't think we'll be able to watch it completely. So I would really recommend you guys to watch this video. It's very beautifully narrated, and it's a 360-degree film, so you'd be able to watch the illustration as it is happening. So please do watch it in your free time, and I would just update you guys about your next session. It's going to happen on, your next session will also be your last session. It's going to happen on 22nd September, and the book that we'll be discussing is Empires of the Indus. It's a really good book. It's basically a travel log written by Alice Albania, and it takes you on a journey on the path of River Indus, where it starts from it actually starts from Ladakh, which is in the Himalayan region in India, but Alice Albania starts her journey from the other end of River Indus, which is in Karachi. So reading this book, you will also understand the geographical locations that come on the path of River Indus, their culture, their heritage, the folk tales attached to them, the history attached to them. So I'm really looking forward to that session, and I'm hopeful that you guys will also enjoy reading that book. So see you guys next month, inshallah. Keep on reading, keep on talking about books, keep on sharing books, and inshallah we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining. Allah Hafiz.